Guys, it's coffee time. This face isn't a reaction to the coffee. I think that I had like a hair or something in my mouth. I can't feel it in there anymore, but at the time it was making it really hard to enjoy that sip of coffee. I was like, oh well, it's gone now, so let's move on. I probably swallowed it. So hi. My Sunday went pretty good. I hope that your guys' Sunday went pretty good. I ran a bunch of errands. It was very productive, which was good. Did a lot of things that needed to get done. I started looking up health insurance, which is really hard. It's so confusing, you guys, and so expensive. I don't know. It's something that I haven't had it since I was in college, and I keep avoiding thinking about it. It's one of those like, meh. But you never know when something's gonna happen. Like, I've had so many friends just in the last few months have some sort of medical thing happen that made me go, if that had happened to me, I would be so screwed because I would owe so much money. So I was talking with my mom about it, and she was like, I'm glad that you're looking into it. You know, it's something that you really should be thinking about. And so I went, like, researching, right? I went, like, looking through all this stuff, and I don't understand any of it. It's so hard. If you don't know what they're talking about, it's so hard. And even on the websites where they're like, you want help figuring out a plan that's right for you? And you're like, yeah, they still don't use vocabulary that's easier to understand or explain what certain things are. So I was like, I don't know. So I called up my mom, and I was like, Ma'am, what do all these things mean? But even then, it was really hard because she and I weren't looking at the same thing. So I'd be like, what does this mean? And she'd go, which thing are you looking at right now? So, I don't know. I wish that I had a teleporter. I wish that I could just teleport her to me and be like, look at this thing. And then she'd be like, we could probably, she has Skype. I could maybe teach her how to use screen share. I don't know. Maybe I'll try that at some point. That might be a good thing. But I definitely need to think about the whole health insurance thing. Because what if something happened? What if something happened? I'd be so screwed. So it's one of those things that I just don't. Bleh, bleh. It's just yet another thing to pay for, and I don't like that. But I realize that it's an important thing. So, man, if teleporters were real. And I know that there's one of you, at least one of you, who's like, well, teleporters are real. They're working on them, which I know, because I watch a lot of videos. But I mean, like, not the sort of teleporter that's gonna pull a Captain Kirk and turn me into, like, evil me and good me. Like, and not the sort of teleporter that's going to turn me into, like, some sort of FMA destruction thing. I want a teleporter that works perfectly. I would like to transport myself to the future Star Trek where everything works fine. Have you guys seen that episode? Oh my gosh. Those of you who have never seen Star Trek the Original Series, I highly recommend it. And I know that I've mentioned it quite a few times on this show before, and you probably know that I highly recommend it, but seriously. Even if the only way you can get through it is to turn it into a drinking game or look up a drinking game, you guys, Star Trek the Original Series is the funniest thing ever. It's like, it was made in the mid to late 60s, and it is so great. And there's so many things in it. I've watched even just the first few episodes with people who have never seen it before. And after we've watched those few episodes, they go, oh my gosh, there are so many colloquialisms that come from this show. And I'm like, I know, right? It's crazy. But there's an episode, the reason that I was talking about the teleporter thing is because there's an episode where rather than when the teleporter, like, messes up, rather than it combining your molecules in a way where, you know, you just, like, you're this monstrosity or something, it split Kirk into good and evil Kirk, basically. And it was hilarious. It was so funny. He had so many emotions. There were so many feelings going on. It's great. The tropes that come out of that show are incredible. And the plot bunnies that come out of that show are incredible. It's just, there's so many things that happen on that show where I'm like, really? This is canon? Really? This is actually happening right now? Because this feels like a fanfic. But no! This is like 60s legit Star Trek world stuff. It's amazing. Why did I... Health insurance, that's right. And my mom teleporting to me. I want that, you guys. I seriously want that. I made chili today. I decided, like I said on my video yesterday, I decided that I was definitely going to cook something. So I made chili today, and I'm very happy about it. Mike loves my chili, like loves it. So right after I made it, he tweeted and was like, "Have you talked about your chili? Have you talked about how great your chili is?" I was like, well, you're probably going to eat all of it. So what he does, which I think is so funny, I've never seen anybody do this before, is he takes the chili and puts it in a burrito. He takes a tortilla, puts chili on it, and then rolls it up and eats it. That's how he eats my chili. And it cracks me up every time. So like when I was at the store, I texted him and I was like, yo, I'm going to make chili. Should I pick up some tortillas? And he was like, oh my God, chili, yes, pick up tortillas. Oh my God. Like freaked out. Like I'm not even exaggerating. It was all caps. And I was like, okay, I'll grab some tortillas. I'll grab some of them extra large burrito tortillas for you. So yeah, I love making chili because it produces so many leftovers. It's the best. I know I've talked about my chili before, so I'm not going to talk about it I'm not going to talk about it too much, but I'm just so proud of it. Every time I make it, I'm like, yeah. I think I put too much chili powder in it this time, though. I don't know, it just tasted like there was a little too much in there. It wasn't supposed to be as spicy as that. Although after it set for a while, it wasn't nearly as spicy. Anywho, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. What else did I do today? Besides my errands. I got up. I was like, right, this is happening. Ran errands. Went to the grocery store. Forgot that it was Sunday. Tried to go to the P.O. box. Couldn't. Man, what else did I do today? I feel like there was something else and I can't even remember. Took a shower. That was a thing. Took a shower today. Oh! I do have one more thing. I do have one more thing that happened. So, I had to bring out the garbage bins so that it can get picked up. And, seriously, we haven't had ants around here in so long because we got it taken care of. And there were apparently like 4 colonies living under us. Maybe 3. Was it 3? Maybe I'm just exaggerating. Maybe I'm that guy. Later on when I tell this story, I'm going to be like, there were 7 colonies under our house and it was crazy. But we haven't seen any ants in a long time. And I went out there to take the trash out. It swarmed. Even the recycling bin was swarmed with ants. And I was like, what do I do? Because I don't want ants all over me, but I need to take these out to the street. What do I do? Took me a while. It took me quite a while because I was like I was like dragging from the front as far as I could, and then I was like trying to find like specific, I was doing one of these, like here's the pole. I would find like the one spot where ants weren't and I'd like hold onto it like this and like try to drag it. Oh goodness, it was so silly, but I just really didn't want ants on me, you guys. So I took extra precautions. It was bad. It was bad. I don't, like, since living here, I think, living here has given me this weird ant phobia. Like, not phobia. I shouldn't say phobia because people don't take phobias very seriously. You know, like, whenever somebody's like, oh, I'm minorly scared of spiders, I have arachnophobia. And I'm like, no, you don't. You don't have arachnophobia. Like, people who have arachnophobia need you to be gentle with them about spiders. You don't need people to be gentle with you. You just scream a little when you see one. Anyway, so I'm very protective of my friends who have actual phobias versus people who are just minorly scared of things and then talk about phobias flippantly. Anywho, so I don't want to say that I have an ant phobia because I don't. I don't like hyperventilate and get really upset when I see ants. I just don't want to be there anymore. Like when I see that many ants, I'm just like, what can I do to not have to walk any closer to this situation? What do I have to do? But now I had to face my fears, guys. Had to face it. Drag those bins out there. bad. It was bad, guys. But I wound up with only 1 ant on me. Yeah! It took a while, though. In the end, I'm like, was it worth it? I could have done that a lot faster and maybe had 10 ants on me. They were distracted by the food, right? It's not like they would have suddenly been like, ooh, a person, and then decided that I was worth their time. They would have stuck to the food. But it's just, they're just everywhere. They're all like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I don't want it. I don't want any of this. So, yeah. That was my big adventure today. Amongst all the other things that went beautifully, taking out the trash was my... Man. Now I'm imagining them in the Star Trek teleporter, and if the teleporter accidentally turned them into good and evil ants, that would mean there would be double the ants, and some of them would be really nice, and some of them would be really mean. It's like Trouble with Tribbles. All over again. Anywho, I'm gonna go. I hope you guys had a good Sunday. Any of you who are going to work tomorrow, good luck. I believe in you. And, yeah, I will talk to you again tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye. Mwah.